Hi everyone, how are we doing? I know it's been a week since I did the last video, but very strong supermoon on Friday, and then preparing for eclipse season starting, which has really, brought up a lot. I think for all of us, right? But for me as well, and a lot of deep feels and making sense of what we're creating in our life at this point, what we need to let go of, what's in alignment for us and what isn't. It's a lot, a lot of intense energy, and certainly the first couple of weeks of October is going to feel like that. So there's some messages that there's quite a few actually that have come through. So I wanted to share those with you. And the first is riding it out. So this energy, when we're in this intense energy and we're on our surfboard, right? We are deciding, we are discerning as we go along where we just need to ride the energy out and notice the feels, notice what's coming up emotionally for us to work with. And that's probably going to be triggered by the circumstances in our life currently. And usually that will involve other people. So there's quite a lot of that. And also, where we need to take action, where we need to attend to things, where we need to, take calculated risks sometimes. So there's a balancing act to be found between the feeling and the doing, and to pace ourselves through the process. And certainly by the end of October, the word harvest certainly has been coming a lot. So that's something for us to keep our focus on. This energy is intense. It's asking a lot of us, but it's very much in Libra. So, we are balancing out these extremes of feeling. And we'll find ourselves hopefully somewhere in the middle. So it's really important to just remember to stay on your surfboard through this process. There's definitely something here about our frequency and our vibration and what we're doing with our mind, what we're doing with our thoughts, and the importance of holding a good energy. And if we've got the tools, we've done the work, we've been doing the work for quite a long time, and now we can say, okay, I know how to navigate my way through this energy. So that's one to really keep in mind. So if you've got your daily practices, whatever it is that you do, a form of meditation or some kind of discipline that you've got that helps you to stay on track and stay balanced as possible. But I'm sure, like me, you'll be having sleep disturbances and sometimes some very intense feels, and that's to be expected, especially with the eclipses this month. But just remember, we've got a lot to look forward to once we get at the end of October and into November. There's going to be less and less retrograde energy, and more forward movement and momentum. So the stillness of the mind and the stillness of the heart, and being able to take some good deep breaths is going to be really important. All right, so just remember to do that. And letting go as well of old ways of doing things, old habits. I feel like there's a lot of spiritual support and guidance coming from those that walk with us that we can't see, that are really going to be helping us at this point. So there's going to be, for most of us, stuff coming up about old habits, old ways of doing things that don't work, and having to make changes. And it's like there's no choice anymore. Like, you have to make the changes. So I'm sure a lot of you will have been doing that already, but it's accelerating now, really accelerating. So if there are things that you're finding you just have to let go of at this point, and then there are it's like this big death and rebirth process going on, particularly at the moment. So just remember that you're in a process, as always, and you're going to come out the other side of it feeling much stronger, empowered, and you've learned a lot in this process, right? So the strength keeps coming to me at the moment. Like, for those of us that have been on the path for a long time, we've been doing the work for a long time, we know how to ride the energy, to ride the waves, to stay on our surfboard, and to stay strong. But to not do it from a place of aggression. it's from a place of kindness toward ourselves and other people, where we are strong in our heart and our mind, and the two actually talk to each other. So, this is all important stuff. So this, good card here. So we got the Nine of Pentacles. So it's talking about, the sense of fulfillment and blessings coming in as a result of you staying the course through October. So, that's a good omen, if I can use that word. The moon. So definitely a time of really deep feels and having to grapple sometimes with some really difficult emotions. But certainly with the supermoon, you'll have recognised the importance of this work. What else? There are more messages. I know this is a long video, but quite a lot has come. So there's also this feeling of what can I just ride out? What can I, navigate my way through on my surfboard versus what is kind of, is going to kind of spill over. And we need to really discern with that in terms of our day to day, what we can just ride out versus what we have to make adjustments with, perhaps change course a little bit with, or, make sure that we're taking appropriate action, to deal with sometimes these really turbulent energies and like where these strong currents come at us and all this kind of thing. I hope that makes sense. And with that, so, death, the death card. I'm really not surprised that this card came. So death and rebirth, right? So major change and, changing course where you need to, making adjustments where you need to, and know that you're in a process of death and rebirth. I am, everybody is. Some are going to feel it more subtly, some are going to feel it, very strongly. And also this feeling with the energy of what will simmer down versus what's going to boil over. And again, using our discernment to figure out, which is which in all these different aspects of our lives. It's really important to use a discernment. It's no good sort of just keeping your head completely below the parapet. These energies are really strong and like there's a lot of action oriented stuff at the moment. So, we've got to find our balance between those two ways of being. So and the 10 of swords here. So you're definitely at the end of a way of doing things, all right? And this is really clarifying that. So you have to, that you are in a process of major transformation. In terms of your interactions with other people, there's something here about what is said without words in energy that you feel. Okay, so there's going to be definitely some key things that are coming up for you in the last week, probably the last couple of weeks, where you're saying, okay, what can I feel that is just there without any words being said, versus where are words being said, but actually it doesn't say anything. There's going to be quite a lot of that going on at the moment as well. So remember that one. Again, use your discernment to intuitively figure that out, because there's going to be a lot of cray at the moment. There's a lot of people kind of losing their shit and having to deal with themselves in ways that they've probably not had to before. And also remember how the universe is moving through you. You really tune into that perception, that you are an extension of the universe. The universe is working through each of us all the time. So, what and the hangman is kind of clarifying this too, to say, what have we learned in this time of rest and reevaluation and looking after ourselves, where we can now start taking actions. But just remember, this is definitely a time of major transformation, death and rebirth, aligning with what really we know we need to move towards at this point in our lives, what really works for us, and refining and letting things kind of move away from us and drop away where they're not in alignment. All right, so we're definitely in that time of really getting a laser focus on that stuff and really getting clear about who we are and what we want. So when we get to the harvest at the end of October, we're really going to see the fruits of our labor. So hope this message is helpful. If you want more from me, you can find information on the website. But that's it for this one. Have a great week, guys. I'll see you on the next one.